Today I'm looking at 4 lenses for stop motion animation that you can get for very little money. Okay, so I've got 4 lenses, and the first one is the Canon EF 50mm classic lens f1.8. This one is the copy version, but that shouldn't stop you because it's a good lens, and we're just going to show what each of these lenses looks like on the actual camera. And we've got a small setup here of 2 characters having a conversation and a little bit of light. Let's see what that looks like in front of the camera. So that's our first shot on the Canon lens. That's a cheap lens, especially on these copy ones, under £100. It's not going to be the cheapest lens out of the 4. And it gives us like a medium wide shot for models of this size. And you can see we can get quite close, but it only goes to 45 centimeters. So that's the maximum or the minimum we can get in. We can't get any further in than that, which is a shame, but I still like it. My only downside of this lens is it can be very sensitive on the focus ring to touch, and you can touch it and release your finger and it can drop the focus. So you've got to either tape it down or in some way double check it that it's not going out of focus on your shot. And although it goes to f1.8, I'm not using any of the lenses at a wide open aperture because I want to get more than just the nose of the character in focus. I want to get pretty much the whole head in focus. So I want to get a reasonable depth of field on this character to give it more of an illusion that it's a big, physical, real thing. That's the first lens. And that's the only one I've got that is an EF fit lens. The remaining 3 lenses are vintage lenses, and they all work with an adapter. This next lens is a Vivitar lens. It goes from 24mm to 48, so we can see that in action on the camera. We go from 24 and from there all the way into that distance. So more than anything, this lens is useful because I can vary what my shot is. So it's good for wide shots. It's a Nikon mount lens with an adapter to fit the Canon camera. If you were on a smaller camera like the Canon 550 or one of the ones above that, you might have a 2/3 sensor, so you're going to crop into that. So you might get closer to a close-up. So now this lens must have cost about £10, maybe £20, $20. Nothing really. It's a great lens. The third lens I've got is another Vivitar lens, and it goes from 70 to 150mm. So I've got some more choice on my framing, but I made a mistake on this lens. I thought because it has a close-up function on it that I could get a lot closer with 150mm. I could get really close. And I actually bought this lens in a pack of 3, which came with this one and this one, which are both ridiculously big lenses, 220mm, and this one is 260mm. But neither of these lenses have much use in animation because you'd have to put the lens over there to get it to frame correctly on this character. But this one, out of the 3 that I got, was probably the best. So recording there, we can get onto the close-up and let's have a look at that. So we can get really quite close, maybe 30 centimeters away. We get a medium close-up of our characters over the shoulder, looking at them. It's really quite a good little lens. It's quite heavy though, It does do that, and that's not kind of what you want. I still like the lens though. That's why I had it on my list. The final lens. Okay, so after I'd tried telephoto lenses, I learned about macro lenses. Macro lenses are absolutely what we're looking for in a stop motion lens. Again, it's a Nikon mount, and I've got a Nikon adapter going into the EF lens. This is a Sigma mini wide 28mm, and it goes to f4. But again, we're not going to be really worrying about that because I want to stop down the aperture enough to get the lens on. Again, it's a Nikon mount with an adapter into an EF mount camera, and this one I can get to, because it's a macro lens, I can get down as far as, I can get down within now 20 centimetres, which is about that. So if we just stop down our character, let's pause that. So we've stopped down the aperture to 8.5. So now I've got this character who's in focus over the shoulder shot of our other character, and we're really close. We might even be able to get nearer than that. There is another option. We can add on to this an adapter lens, which is a close-up adapter. This is only a cheap one off eBay. Thank you, eBay. And we can get, hello, come on. We can get even closer to our character now. And there is our character. We can bring in the very edge of our other bit. So we're a full head. We've got a full head on the screen with a macro lens, with a close-up adapter lens on top of that. That starts to give us a really good shot. We probably don't need to get that close. If we get that close, we're going to have to do some seriously good animation to make it look the business. But I love these little close-up lenses. They are not perfect, and you might see some distortion in these close-up lenses. But since they only cost about less than £10, $10 for a pack of 4, the cheapest thing on eBay, they're really good. So those are the 4 lenses that I used this week for stop motion animation. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.